On a typical day in the bustling city of Sao Paulo, the life of Clara, a talented and ambitious young architect, was about to change drastically. Clara worked for a renowned architecture firm and, although she was professionally fulfilled, she felt that something was missing in her personal life. Her days were filled with projects and meetings, leaving little time for friends and family. However, an unexpected event led her to reevaluate her priorities and question her choices. It all began on a sunny morning when Clara was on her way to an important meeting. In the chaotic city traffic, she noticed a small antique shop she had never seen before. Something in the window caught her attention, an old clock, but in perfect condition. Driven by an inexplicable curiosity, Clara decided to stop and enter the shop, even though she was pressed for time. The shop, filled with old objects brimming with history, had an air of mystery and nostalgia. Clara was greeted by a friendly, wise-looking gentleman, the shop owner, named Mr. Martins. He noticed Clara's interest in the clock and began to tell the story behind the object. This clock belonged to a famous family in the region and, according to legend, whoever owns it has the chance to revisit their past and change their future, he said, with an enigmatic sparkle in his eyes. Intrigued, Clara bought the clock and headed to her meeting. During her meeting with Mr. Pereira, a demanding client, she couldn't stop thinking about Mr. Martin's words. The day passed in a blur of tasks and deadlines, and when she arrived home, Clara decided to investigate more about the clock. After an internet search, she discovered that the clock's legend was known among antique collectors, but no one had concrete evidence of its power. In the following weeks, Clara's life continued its hectic routine, but a series of small events began to spark her curiosity. One night, while reviewing her sketches, Clara noticed that the clock had stopped exactly at 10:22 p.m. Intrigued by the coincidence, she decided to wind the clock. As she did, she felt a strange dizziness and, upon opening her eyes, found herself in her childhood home in the small town of Itu. Clara was astonished to find herself back in her teenage years. The clock had indeed transported her to the past. She found her parents, still young and full of life, and her younger sister, Julia, with whom she had lost contact over the years. Clara realized she had a unique opportunity to reevaluate her choices and fix past mistakes. In the following days, Clara reconnected with her family and friends, savoring every moment she had missed. She rediscovered her passion for drawing and painting, something she had set aside in her relentless pursuit of professional success. Clara also made amends with Julia, understanding the importance of being present in the lives of those we love. However, the twist came when Clara, trying to prevent an accident that had deeply marked her life, realized she couldn't change certain events. The frustration made her realize that, no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't control everything. The important thing was to value the present and learn from the past. By winding the clock again, Clara was transported back to the present but with a new perspective. She decided to make significant changes in her life. She reduced her workload, started dedicating more time to family and friends, and rediscovered her hobbies. Clara also reconnected with Julia, and the two began to make up for lost years. Clara's story is not about magic or fantasy but about the importance of reconnecting with our roots and valuing present moments. She learned that, although she couldn't change the past, she could build a more balanced and meaningful future. The clock's legend served as a catalyst for this transformation, reminding her that true happiness lies in the small things and the relationships we cultivate throughout life. Mr. Martin's antique shop continued to be a point of curiosity for Clara. She often visited him to share her discoveries and thank him for being the trigger for her change. Mr. Martins, with his enigmatic smile, always welcomed her with new stories and intriguing objects, fueling Clara's curiosity and her new journey of self-discovery. And so, Clara continued her life in Sao Paulo, now lighter and more aware of her choices, inspired by the transformative experience and the lessons she learned along the way. She became not only a successful professional but also a fulfilled and accomplished person, finding a balance between her career and personal life.